Welcome to another episode of HEC's Movie Maker Reviews. My name is Fabian Brims.
And I'm Trey Dixon.
No, you're not.
Kevin Simmons.
All right. We are reviewing today Entourage. And for the people who don't know it, Entourage was an 8-season-long show on HBO. And they finished it pretty abruptly. But then years later, they finally made a movie and finished the whole story. And what do you think about the whole thing?
I think it's an appropriate ending to the Entourage.
Okay, and we should probably tell for the people who have no idea what it's roughly about, because I just forgot that.
What's it about?
So it's about
It's a bunch of goofballs making a movie and failing at it.
But in the longer term, there's this young aspiring actor, Vincent Chase, who gains fame in Hollywood, and his story is based on Mark Wahlberg's life, who is also the producer of the show and the movie. Yeah. And we see his whole adventures in Hollywood, the good sides, the not so good sides, and how he is making it with his friends, his entourage in LA.
Yeah. Pop quiz. Who's your favorite?
So my favorite would be Ari Gold, because he's just the most amazing guy in the show. And when he starts talking, like, this is like a machine gun.
Who is the guy who wanted to be the director and like all that kind of jazz? Was that Ari? The guy who wanted to be the director of the whole thing? In the show, or in?
No, that was Vincent Chase.
Is that Vincent Chase?
Yeah.
I think he's my favorite.
He was like, I'm starring only when I'm directing. And then he was like, ugh.
I just love that run-through joke of the entire show, of just like him with all this quote-unquote aspirations, or just really just want to be being the boss. Just the continuous bumbling idiot that he turns out to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And another great person, which was also, in my opinion, one of the best guys in the show, is Johnny Drama. I mean, this guy pops out one-liner after the other, and one is better than the other.
Yes.
So he's just amazing. So, but what I have to say about this movie, it really worked well as the ending of the show. Like, it gave all the characters a great ending, in my opinion, which the show didn't do. But as a movie itself, it's not developed as it could be. Like, the whole story, like, it's not very, what's the word? Help me out here.
I don't know, man. Can I be honest with you?
It's very thin, actually.
It's just like, I enjoy Entourage. I enjoy the subtle throughout of irony, or whatever the word you want to call it, the satire, the joke on these people. You know, these people who think they're the bigs, ups, and which is actually kind of a brilliant joke outside the show as well, how they cast for these characters that are supposed to be these pompous bigots who think too highly of themselves. They get actual actors who they, pump up and make them feel bigger than they actually are. As for the movie goes, it just feels like a longer episode of Entourage.
Absolutely.
I don't know, and that's the fun of it. That's what I like about Entourage. I've never seen Entourage as this long narrative that has like a story per se.
Yeah.
I enjoy Family Guy, or I enjoy, I don't know, another one of these, like, I don't want to say Simpsons, like another like family-orientated cartoon. Not orientated. But I just enjoy seeing Entourage for that long, with that pretty of a picture, with that many running jokes, how simple they might be or otherwise.
Yeah. Well, also what's pretty amazing is to see all the cameos famous people from Hollywood did. So like, it's a list of, I don't know, 50 people. I have to watch it again because I missed a bunch of them.
Yeah, it was incredible. Just the 5 seconds appearance that like all these talents make.
Yeah, and you have like from Al Bundy to Warren Buffett, all people from Hollywood too.
I don't know.
Means something.
Like, I don't know. There's just, I think the movie's very chewable and spit out. I don't know. I feel the movie altogether is very bubblegum in that way. I mean, if you haven't seen Entourage, what do you think? Like, is this a movie you can watch without seeing the show?
I think without seeing the show, you can't really enjoy the movie because it just, first of all, you don't have all the background from the people in there, and second of all, as I already said, like the whole story is way too undeveloped to work as a movie itself. So like, it probably could work on TV, but for cinema, it's definitely not enough without the show as context.
I mean, personally, I'm even surprised they made a theatrical release of it. I just put it on HBO and like leave it there. But I don't know. It's so bubblegum to me. I even forgot most of the movie as I'm sitting on this couch. I just remember this fuzzy haze of laughing at certain parts, although I couldn't tell you what those parts are.
I mean, it's also, there were like many scenes that just didn't lead anywhere. Like when you see, like, for example, that scene where like Johnny Drama ends up on the internet. We won't spoil with what. But it's like, just like it's it's just like a cheap laugh. And
No, exactly,
5 minutes later, it's like it wasn't been, and
Won't affect the character, won't affect
he's
the film.
back to normal. Yeah, exactly. But that was also
back
like
to
one of the
normal.
things on Entourage, like similar to The Simpsons. Like in the end, everything was fine. We
Yeah.
had a happy world. So there was nothing like.
Credits roll, magic reset button applied.
Yeah, it was.
Very
It's a light comedy, and it's definitely enjoyable. But when you look for something serious or something even with drama,
No, but that being said,
that's
like,
not your
I
choice.
don't think we should undermine it because it's comedy or because it's like cheap. I find it to be cheap comedy.
I mean, well, cheap, not in the sense that it's not worth watching, but
Like,
like
what-
cheap that it's not like
Oh yeah, you get it,
amazingly written.
Yeah,
you know,
like there's
so-
no through line of it. You know,
I mean, it could be like a movie they did without screenplay, and they just like.
I wouldn't be surprised. Some of these sequences.
Yeah, right.
I would just. What's your rating on it? Let me ask. let me cut corners.
I mean, I liked it. I mean, I would give it a 7 out of 10. But I mean, it's really just because, in my opinion, it gives the show the ending it deserves, which wasn't in the final episode. So just for that. But the movie itself is probably a 5 or 4 even.
I mean,
so it's
I
a
just-
context thing.
for me, it's just a longer episode of Entourage, which, hell, I paid $10 for it, so I'm alright. I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
Let me ask you finally a different question, because
Go.
that sparked a whole lot of discussion.
Like,
Like,
cash, man. Yeah, come on. I already got my shoes off.
what do you think about the sexism in that movie? Like,
Oh, Jesus.
I heard a lot of
No, yeah, it's
I
terrible.
heard a lot of criticism
If I'm putting my
that
serious
women
hat
were
on.
only like portrayed as like objects, and
Yeah,
they were only there
yeah.
like to sleep with the main actors and everything. But do you think it's like a bad thing, or do you think it's like supposed to be like
Look,
that in such a movie, or like,
I-
what's your opinion on the whole? On your
I
whole
love
criticism?
films because they're an inescapable prism. And not prism. It's this one perspective you obtain on reality. To these characters, that's what women are. They're objects. They're, a bag of milk and the thing downstairs. But do I think that's okay for all movies? So like the run-of-the-mill drama that wants to portray human reality to do that? No, but I think it perfectly fits fine in an Entourage. Because
Yeah.
that's not only who these people are, this is what Hollywood is. When we actually see women in power, women, with strut, and I forgot, there's like some corporate women there.
One.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's not really like saying a lot.
No, but that's exactly it. It's just like they leave it to the wayside. As soon as they find like, oh, this girl doesn't want to do the dance with me, they leave her out of the film. And then the women that do reoccur are the party girls, or the the girls that are willing to get with the guy. And I think it's actually works to the movie's benefit. I don't understand the criticism of sexism in a film like this.
Exactly, that's my point. Like, I can see the criticism, but come on, in such a movie,
Yeah.
if you don't like sexism, make a big way around Entourage. So
It's
like criticizing Jurassic Park for having dinosaurs in it. So
Well, you're right. It's like having a war film with too little violence or
yeah,
something.
exactly. Like,
It's
come on.
It's a subject matter. I don't know. What do you feel about? I got to tell you though, as a guy who like looks at the picture for the quality of picture, this movie entirely is shot incredibly well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the
God.
stats were like
Oh yeah,
perfect. And I mean,
the exterior shots of them in the car is just nice, diffused Californian sun. It's beautiful.
all the cars. Oh my god.
I know.
I want to have this garage.
God. What else do we talk about? How's your day?
So far, so good.
It's
Well,
so little to talk about with Entourage.
I would say this is a good moment.
Are you going to
to
miss Entourage? Let me say that one.
I kind of miss the show because it's really fun to watch, and it's also like I always refer to it as the male counterpart of Sex and the City.
Yeah, that is actually a really great way to look at it.
So yeah, that's for all the haters. So well, this was our review for Entourage. If you liked the review, please sign up for our YouTube channel, and also sign up for the program here at HTC. Movie making program.
Yeah.
Come here, study movie making,
We
make
make
movies, and go ahead. Thanks for watching.
And this is a
That's
movie,
it.
Dad. Cut
Bye-bye.
camera. Bye.